What if rejection was never meant to break you, but to build you into something unshakable? Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Seneca. There are moments in every life when the world turns away. A message is left unanswered. A hand extended is left hanging. A dream is denied. A person walks away without explanation, without closure. And what's left behind is silence. But not the kind of silence we seek in meditation. No, this one feels colder, heavier, like being locked out in the winter wind. This silence has a name: rejection. It arrives without warning and leaves a bruise that no one can see, but you feel it deeply. And yet, if we are willing, if we are still, if we are wise, rejection becomes not a wound, but a forge. A place where something harder, sharper, more refined is made. Because as the Stoics teach us, the world is not here to make us comfortable. It is here to make us capable. Let us walk slowly, thoughtfully through 10 Stoic principles that reveal how rejection is not your enemy, but your mentor. 1. Detach from the pain, but not the lesson. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Rejection is often mistaken for an external event, but the real suffering comes from the story we attach to it. They didn't choose me, so I must not be enough. I was left behind, so I must be unlovable. These are interpretations, not truths. The Stoic does not suppress emotion, but they do question it. They ask, is this useful? Is this true? So breathe, observe, journal. Let the thoughts pass through like clouds, but do not build a home in them. Silence is not absence. It is a mirror. Use it to see yourself more clearly. 2. Act, don't ruminate. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus. You do not overcome rejection by overthinking it. You overcome it by motion, by doing. Write the thing. Build the business. Practice the skill. Show up again. Like a river that bends around the rock, the Stoic adapts not out of weakness, but wisdom. Let rejection sharpen your aim, not steal your energy. Life does not reward complaint. It rewards commitment. 3. Set boundaries without bitterness. Other people's affairs are their concern. Focus your attention on what truly matters to you. Epictetus. There is dignity in kindness. But kindness is not the same as self-erasure. You can be gentle and still guard your heart. You can forgive and still walk away. Compassion is a strength, but when overextended, it becomes a liability. Rejection teaches us where we gave too much to someone who gave too little. So don't harden, just adjust. Shine your light, but protect your flame. 4. Respond, don't react. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. The moment of rejection often stirs us to anger, to despair, to the urge to prove ourselves. But the Stoic pauses. In that space between stimulus and response lives your freedom. You are not your rage. You are not your wounded ego. You are the one watching those things arise. So step back, breathe. Let your response be guided by your principles, not your pain. 5. Build character, not consensus. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. Many seek approval from the very people who reject them. But what if rejection is not a loss, but liberation, freedom from performing, freedom from seeking permission to be who you already are? The Stoic builds reputation not by chasing applause, but by pursuing virtue. Live with honesty. Live with clarity. Live with purpose. Let your life become your message. 6. Be grateful even for the doors that close. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Seneca. There's a strange beauty to being denied. It forces us to slow down, to re-examine, to look again deeper. Sometimes rejection protects you from paths not meant for you, from people not aligned with your truth. In being told no, you are redirected to what is a clearer yes, so give thanks. Not only for the gifts, but for the lessons. Not just for the open roads, but for the dead ends that shaped your map. 7. Demonstrate worth through quiet excellence. If you want to be a writer, write. Epictetus. You don't need to declare your worth. You need to live it. The Stoic doesn't convince others. They convince themselves through consistent, silent effort. Let your work become so solid, so undeniable, that it speaks for you. Let your discipline be your resume. Let your peace be your presence. You don't win by shouting louder. You win by becoming undeniable. 8. Reclaim joy, especially after the fall. True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future. Seneca. Rejection can dim your spirit if you let it. But joy is not earned through perfection. It is reclaimed through attention. A sunset, a simple walk, a laugh shared with someone who sees you. These are not distractions. They are returns. Return to life not as it was, but as it still is. Rich, quiet, worthy. The Stoic does not postpone joy. They cultivate it even in the ashes. 9. Guard the inner fortress. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Not every pain must be shared. Not every scar needs to be shown. There is strength in discretion, not as secrecy but as sovereignty. You are not obligated to explain your pain to those who caused it. You are not required to collapse to be understood. Hold your stillness. Let it ferment into wisdom. Let rejection build your backbone, not your bitterness. 10. Let go without losing yourself. Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look. Marcus Aurelius. Sometimes rejection is not cruelty, it is clarity. It shows us what we outgrew, what no longer honors us, what we clung to not out of truth, but fear. Letting go does not mean you failed. It means you're brave enough to walk forward without dragging what cannot come with you. Prune the branch, honor the pain, and then release it. Rejection is not the end. It is the invitation. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. Each rejection is a turning point. A quiet knock from fate asking you, will you shrink or will you evolve? The Stoic chooses the latter. Not with vengeance, not with ego, but with quiet power, because true resilience is not loud. It doesn't beg, it doesn't argue, it transforms. So the next time life says no, do not fight the door. Instead, walk inward, walk deeper. Because the greatest victories are not in being chosen. They are in choosing yourself, again and again. If this reflection has stirred something within you, consider joining us on the path of inner strength and quiet wisdom. Subscribe to the Stoic Shine and let timeless philosophy guide your modern life.